Hello, I'm Gilbert Moreno, vegetation ecologist for the Southern Idaho Parks. I'm inside today, and my Sandburg's bluegrass did finally start growing. As you can see, some of these are starting to come up. Obviously, I was delayed as I had to restart it, but like I said, it's finally starting to go. So, over the past several weeks, we've talked about some of the grasses, forbs, and shrubs that could be used around Southern Idaho for your native landscaping. I just want to remind everyone to do some research into what native plants are in your area and what you can use. Today, we're going to talk about some things to be aware of as you start working on some native landscaping. Remember, you want to pay attention to the soil and the amount of sun the different places in your yard receives. That is going to be key into what species you plant there. Like I said, you also want to pay attention to that soil. When we covered some of the grasses, I talked about the different soil types that some of these species prefer, so make sure you pay attention to that. The final aspect we're going to talk about as you do some native restoration and native landscaping is patience. As I work on a lot of restoration projects for the Southern Idaho Parks, this is one of the key elements I must remind myself to have. The first patience type of patience I must practice is to make sure I do not bite off more than I can chew. If you're working on moving your entire yard to native landscaping around your house, try to only tackle what you can successfully accomplish. Maybe this is just starting with your front yard. Maybe it's just focusing on a bed. I tend to get really excited when I try to do projects like this and I want to tackle it all at once. But really, it's almost better if I can just spend more time on a certain area and make sure that my plants are established. And making sure I'm using the right plants and putting all the research into it and making sure that it's going to be successful. It's going to look nicer. It's going to be much easier as well. The second patience I must remember is the actual time. So a lot of natives take time to develop and establish. If you're starting from seed, like we are with some of our grasses, some plants can take years before we see them in bloom or get to the desired products we're hoping for. For example, our Indian rice grass, right? Mine still hasn't germinated and come up. That's just how some of the natives are. It's going to take a while. Do I wish it looked like my Sandburg's bluegrass or my squirrel-tail bottlebrush? Absolutely. It's sometimes you even get a little down why it's not germinating, but it takes a while. Even if you're buying native plants from a nursery, it can take a while for the roots to really get established in a new environment or the soil you're putting it in. So I just want to remind everyone to have patience as you start doing some native landscaping or as you're even growing your seeds for us. So have a good day, and remember, patience is going to be key when you're doing this. Thank you.